Welcome to a TV Tacoma sports special. Tonight it's Metro Parks Tacoma All-Star Baseball coming to you from beautiful Cheney Stadium. Well, everybody, I'm Randy McNair along with former Major Leaguer Jim Nettles.
And this is going to be quite a game. This is the best of the best from the Metro Parks, and they're playing in beautiful Cheney Stadium, and this is what they dream about. This is where they want to play.
The field is as best as it's ever been, as these All-Stars get to play on one of the best fields in the Northwest. All-Star Baseball is coming your way, coming up next.
Tacoma voters said yes to invest in city streets and passed 2 propositions for increased funding for street repair and improvements. Residents can stay informed by visiting TacomaStreetsInitiative.org for a layout of this funding and to see where projects are happening around the city. Projects are starting now. Keep an eye out for these signs posted at improvement sites. Over the next decade, these dedicated funds will be key to repairing and maintaining city streets in a significant way. See this funding in action at TacomaStreetsInitiative.org.
Well, back out here at Cheney Stadium for the Metro Parks Tacoma 18U All-Star Game. It's the West All-Stars versus the East All-Stars. And leading it off for the East is Cody Russell, and he starts it off with a base hit, Jim.
That's the way to start the ball game off, Cody. Go up there swinging. You didn't come up here to walk. Good job, young man.
That's how you start an All-Star game right there. You swing like an All-Star. So Cody is aboard. And that'll bring up number 29, Taylor Darrowin, from Bellarmine Prep High School, batting from the right side of the plate. And a toss back to first base. Cody's back with a head first slide. So yeah, we're officially underway. Jim, these are the best of the best. They put them all together and they put them on the best field possible. That's Cheney Stadium.
That was unusual. He had a running start. He was halfway down before the pitcher even lifted his leg. I'm just glad the hitter didn't swing. Of course, the pitcher
they call that? They call that a good jump.
They call that a good jump. And then the pitcher lost his concentration and airmailed the backstop.
So the count now 1-0 on Taylor Darwin. And another timing. There's a timing play back to second base. And that's going to get away from the shortstop and go out into center field and advance Cody to third base. So kind of an interesting way to start this game off. 2 throwing errors.
Well, yeah.
And now Taylor with a 1-0 count.
Yeah, I think the only one error was on the pitcher throwing to second base. And,
was the other one a pass ball?
It was a wild pitch.
Wild pitch.
It was over the everybody's head.
So on the mound for the West All-Stars is number 13. That's Teo Grutas. And batting is Taylor.
Taylor, that's
so Teo's T-A-Y-O and Taylor is T-A-Y-L-O. The 3-0 from Teo to Taylor is inside. Taylor's going to
Clover Park High School that's pitching. He just walked a kid from Bellarmine, so it's kind of cool to see these all the different schools represented around here. Now we've got a kid coming up from Gig Harbor, Will Fernan. He used to take lessons from me.
There you go.
I'm sort of pulling for him.
Big cut there by Will.
That's probably why.
Will's a big guy.
He wasn't that big like 6 years ago when I believe I had him a long time ago.
Runners at the corners and off goes Taylor, and looks like a hit and run, and it's going to be caught out there in left field. Tagging up is Cody Russell, and there's the first run of the ball game brought in by the East All-Stars. They'll take a 1-0 lead. So a sac fly from Will. That'll bring up number 42, Alex Sugi. First pitch on the way to Alex. So Taylor's over at first base. He did not tag up on that fly ball.
Yeah, he was running, I believe, on that play, and then I don't know if it was a hit and run or what. It worked out. He got the run in. The left fielder made a pretty strong throw too at that, coming to home. He's got a big lead. I'd like for him to be running here.
Throw back to first base. Taylor's back in plenty of time. Alex Sugi from Auburn Riverside High School is in the box. He's got himself a 1-0 count. And the 1-0 pitch. Just a little high.
Looking over all the schools that represent, we even have a kid from Tenino High School. That's quite a ways south from here. So it covers a big area.
Down past my neck of the woods down there. That's rather right from Tenino.
Yeah.
There's a strike from Teo. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike on Alex. 1 out here in the top of the first, just underway at beautiful Cheney Stadium, home of the Tacoma Rainiers. But today it's home of the Metro Parks Tacoma 18U All-Star Game, giving the young kids an opportunity to play on this big league field.
Speaking of young, our pitcher Teo is he's from the 15U team, so he's a youngster. There's a lot of age represented here. We have 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Teo Grutas on the mound, the right-hander. Just walked Alex Sugi, so Alex is on first base, and down to second base goes Talo. And this is Brad Peterson from Braves Baseball Club stepping into the box. He's got himself a 1-0 count. And the 1-0 pitch gets away from the catcher, squirts off one of those knee pads, and advances the runners 90 feet. So the East with another opportunity with runners in scoring position. Runners on second and third. Brad Peterson takes the ball. 3-0. Brad Peterson from Bethel High School. And he's going to take a 4-pitch walk. So free base for Brad Peterson, and that's the 3rd walk issued by Teo Grutas here at the top of the first inning. And now number 15, make that number 16. Make that adjustment is Kyle Hobson.
Kind of looks like a big kid, like he could hit the ball. Look at the size of this kid. He's put together. He might be a linebacker also.
Well, one of the West coaches have come out and have a chat with Teo. Basically in this situation, it looks worse than it really is. You've issued 3 walks, but you've got it's just a 1-0 ball game.
Yeah, and he's not missing badly. He's just missing a little bit. This kid's got really nice mechanics throwing. He's a young kid.
Also, you have an opportunity for double play, which just foul.
This kid's 15. I like his mechanics. He repeats his delivery. He's been pretty consistent, and he's just like that one ground ball away from getting out of it.
That's right. Well, the shadows have most certainly overcome Cheney Stadium here, at least half of it anyways. You got tree shadows and light shadows on the field stretching over from left field over to center field.
And sun in the right fielder's eyes.
Oh, there's a screamer to left field by Kyle Hobson. That's going to bring in a run. Runners advance 90 feet. Kyle Hobson with an RBI single with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Coach did a nice job of holding him up there. The left fielder showed a good arm earlier, and he made a strong throw there. He would have been out. So with 1 out, hold him up, Coach. Good job.
So here comes Fred Walgren, number 34. Fred representing the 16U Northwest Tugs. And Fred finds himself ahead 2-0. East All-Stars are batting 16 players.
So it's a long time between at-bats.
Yes, it is. Teo has found himself behind in another 3-0 count. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Red light will most certainly be on, and he takes a 4th strike. So the East All-Stars are most certainly going to make Teo throw strikes.
Teo works fast.
Yes, he does.
He looks
Next
very
pitch.
fast.
Down low and away. There's
He's just missing. Not far
4th
off.
walk of the game, and that's for Fred. That's going to bring in a run, making it 3-0. 3-0 for the East All-Stars. And now here's number 12, Eric Fagerstrom, representing the 16U Northwest Tugs. So Eric and Fred on the same team. We got some buddies there. You know, a lot of these players They haven't met each other. They're meeting each other for the first time, and especially the coaches are meeting these players for the first time as they show up here for this game.
Yeah, that's always some of the fun. I was in a few All-Star games playing, and even when I coached a couple All-Star games. That was probably the fun, just meeting the other guys, get to know them.
There's a shot over the third baseman's head, just got over his head and landed fair. Drops down for a base hit. Another run comes across the plate for the East All-Stars, and they now lead 4-0. As Eric Fagerstrom dropped one over the third baseman's head.
And here comes our young man from Tenino. That's love playing baseball, coming from Tenino, playing in the league up here. Good for him.
Riley Wyatt steps into the box now, and he takes a first pitch hack and sends this one over on the right field side towards the Cheney Stadium playground, the Mary Bridge Family Pavilion. Count goes to 0-1. Teo is ahead. The 0-1 pitch, it's a little high for ball one. 1-1 strike. Riley Wyatt, the hitter, representing the Northwest Timberjacks. As Jim said, from Tenino High School, which is, it's got to be stretching at about 50 minutes to an hour south of here.
I think I've only seen it on the highway sign. Don't know if I've ever been through there, but I know it's south.
Counts 2-2 on the way to Riley. And he takes that one high. 3-2. Bases are loaded. Bases full of East All-Stars, and now the 3-2 pitch on the way. That ball is well stroked to left center field. That's going to split the gaps and get down for extra bases. That's going to score at least 2. Heading into second base is Riley Wyatt. He has himself a 2-run double here in the top of the first inning. That ball was well stroked, Jim.
That was quite a shot right there. They're playing some of these shorter fields. That's going to bounce over the fence in some of these stadiums they play in, these fields they play in, I'm sure.
That's the 4th hit of the inning for the East All-Stars and the first extra base hit in this game. And now the coach, Mike Davis, is going to head out to the mound and tell Teo, look, came out here, you pitched at Cheney Stadium. Good job, kid. Get the ball to somebody else.
That kid, they say, 15 years old. I like the way he threw the ball. And he attacked it. He went at him. He got the ball, delivered it. He might have been a little nervous. He's 15.
Well, it's probably not the way that Teo imagined it, but
oh no, I'm sure he's going to have a lot more outings out there where he's going to do pretty well.
That's what's important, is, of course, learning from these situations, and you're only going to get better if you put in all the work. So the West All-Stars have made a pitching change here in the top of the first inning after 6 runs have been given up after 4 hits. And taking the mound right now is Ethan Green from the Tacoma Jaguars. So a new pitcher for the West All-Stars. Ethan, a right-hander, and he'll be going up against Nicholas Bartels. Runners at second and third here in the top of the first inning. East All-Stars are out ahead 6-0. Coming to you from beautiful Cheney Stadium. Blue skies, very warm day. Wouldn't be surprised if temperatures are up in the upper 70s today.
They might have hit 80.
Might have even peaked
pretty
at 80s,
nice.
Jim.
Pretty darn nice. This is perfect weather.
What's your favorite weather to play in?
Warm.
Warm weather?
75 to 80.
What about your favorite ballpark?
Ooh, that's hard to say. I like Tiger Stadium when I played it because it was good to hit in. You could see the ball, and it was a short right field fence. But my favorite, probably just being in Fenway or Yankee Stadium, just because of the history, I think.
You ever hit one over the Green Monster?
I never hit a ball that way in my life. I pulled everything. I hit a grand slam home run my first game in Yankee Stadium, though, so that was like,
how about that?
Okay, I should have just quit right then.
Rode off into the sunset.
It was all downhill after that.
Here's Nicholas Bartels stepping in for the representing the Northwest Timberjacks. Wearing number 19, pitching. Is Ethan Green there, right-hander? Ethan representing the Tacoma Jaguars. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-1. Well, Cheney Stadium's got the decals, the All-Star Game decals out on the third base and first base side, getting ready for the All-Star Game that's going to be happening next Wednesday. Home Run Derby is on Monday, so they're getting the field all prettied up, all painted up. Here's the 3-1 pitch.
What are they doing on Tuesday? Nothing? Or are they just working out?
Tuesday's just going to be kind of a
workout day.
It's like the media day.
Yeah.
Allow the fans to come out here.
And they can watch the Major League All-Star Game that day.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Popped up out of play. Down towards the grassy knoll. Got some kids over there who'll chase after it. Pick themselves up a souvenir. Nicholas Bartell's the hitter. He's got a 3-2 count. That pitch is outside. Ethan Green loses them, and now the bases are loaded once again for the East All-Stars. That's 5 walks for the East All-Stars hitters. And now Alvarado steps up, representing the 15U Northwest Tugs.
Yeah, we used to always tell our pitchers, there's no defense for a walk. You just have to throw strikes. You gotta trust your defense. You gotta put it in play. But this age, you're just trying to throw strikes.
Well, and after watching warm-ups, I watched them take some infield and outfield, and everything was just nice, clean, and crisp. These guys know how to play ball, Jim.
They were athletic. I watched them out there too in the outfield. They were very athletic, quick feet. It's not that easy throwing strikes when you're that age.
Pitch on the way to Alvarado. That's inside. That hit him, I believe. Yep, he'll take off down to first base. Not much of an effort there, but a hit by a pitch nonetheless. And the score now 7-0 East All-Stars. So now here comes John Wall stepping into the box. John Wall representing the 15U Northwest Tugs has kind of an open stance here. Swings and fouls that one back off the backstop, 0-1.
And we're in danger of hitting around. I said you're not going to hit around very often, but we might see it. We might see it early.
This is what these kids want. They want people to hit around so they can get their ABs. Counts 0-2 on John Wall.
16-man lineup. It'd be tough to hit for the cycle tonight.
Swung on and popped up to right field. Coming in the right fielder in fair territory. Makes the catch. Now to throw to home, and it is not in time.
What a nice throw.
That throw was on the money. So the tag just missed the base runner, and another run across the plate. But Jim, that was a good throw from the right fielder.
That's a wonderful throw. The kid was running to his left, caught the ball, and he's right-handed, and he had to. It's hard to throw when you're on the run. You need to gather yourself and take that one long step. It's really hard when you're on a run to catch the ball and get something on it, but he did it. That's a perfect throw. The catcher made a decent tag, too.
That brought in the 8th run of the ball game for the East All-Stars. Runners are now on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. So the West All-Stars are almost out of this top of the 1st inning. Gideon Dawson, the hitter. Catches that inside part of the plate. Count now 2-1. Gideon representing Mustangs baseball here at the All-Star Game. Little one-hopper hit to the shortstop, and he can't pull it out of his glove. Ball bounces out of his glove before the transfer, and that's going to be an error on the shortstop. I believe that's Gannon Guinness over there at shortstop for the West All-Stars. Brought in the 9th run of the ball game. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 1st inning. Here's Malcolm McPartland, also representing Mustangs. Opportunity for the shortstop to redeem himself, and boy, does he ever, making the play there to get out of the inning. That'll do it for the top half of the first inning. The East All-Stars put up 9 runs here in the top of the first inning, but the West All-Stars still coming up to bat. But we hear that Hunter George has another special guest.
Man, what kind of experience are they having out here?
For some of the players out here, this is something that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. This might be the only chance they'll ever get a chance to play in a stadium with this quality. This stadium, when I played in the major leagues in the 60s, this field and this stadium is better than a lot of the major league fields that I played on in the time in the 60s. So this is something they will have a chance only once in their lifetime for most of them, and so I'm sure they will never forget having a chance to play on a field of this caliber.
It's the 18U All-Star Baseball game, and you're watching it right here on TV Tacoma. Head to the bottom of the first inning, and the West All-Stars finally get their hacks opportunity. And the first batter is Jared Crooks from Reality Sports and Stadium High School. He's currently got a 1-1 count, make that 2-1 as that pitch comes a little outside. So it's like pitching for the East All-Stars is number 27, Will Fernan. Nice lefty arm. Those lefties are prized pitchers, aren't they, Jim?
Oh, you know what? If you throw left-handed, if you can throw strikes, you can get people out. My problem was I couldn't throw strikes. I tried that as a pitcher. It didn't work.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way to Jared now, and it's swung on, and that's going to be a drop third strike. Catcher picks it up, fires down to first base, and that's going to hit off the helmet of Jared Cooks. What a way to get on.
That's a painful way to get on, but you're on. Got him in the head, got him in the helmet though.
He'll take it.
I think he was completely fooled by that pitch because it was just kind of a waved at it. He threw him a trick pitch.
Well,
I think Will was one of the guys that took batting lessons from me, and he's a pitcher now and a hitter.
Will Fernan is a pitcher and a hitter. He's pitching right now for the East All-Stars. Fires in a first pitch strike to Cameron Horn. Horn also representing Reality Sports and goes to Steilacoom High School. And there goes the runner, gets one heck of a jump, and Cameron takes a hack at it and fouls it away. So back to first base goes Jared.
Wow, he had that standing up. I mean, the pitcher never even thought about him going to first base. He went on first move, and when you go on first move, the pitcher looks at you, and you see the look in his face when you take off, and he goes, "Oh no." You level throw over there now. Nope.
Next pitch on the way looked like a breaker, but it was
nice breaking ball. Nice
left a little high. For ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cameron Horn, the hitter from Steilacoom High School. Gets himself a big league at bat here at Cheney Stadium. Next pitch is swung on and chopped back to the mound. No play at second. Only play is going to be at first. And the throw brings the first baseman off the bag. It was high. First baseman had to jump forward to keep it from going out of play or keeping the runners from advancing to another base. And well, I tell you what, 2 hitters and 2 errors get the runners on base.
You get on any way you can. Now, like I say, he's one pitch away from a double play from getting out of the inning. Maybe we said that last inning before 8 runs scored, or 9.
So now Bryson Williams steps into the box wearing number 6 on his back. Bryson from Federway Fire 18U. He's got runners on second and first. And the next pitch, and therefore strike. Count goes to 1-1. The East All-Stars definitely did some work in the top of the first inning, putting up 9 runs, but that's thanks to a lot of walks given up. That's a fair ball. Hit right in front of home plate. Runners advance. Throw to first base is in time to get Bryson Williams one away. That was an interesting play.
Yeah, that ball went about 12 inches, I think. And again, that man running, that guy stealing, he had a great jump.
I'll tell you what, these first 3 batters have all been very interesting at bats, the way the plays have been developing. That one Went in front of home plate. Catcher didn't know if it was fair or foul or not. Waited for the home plate umpire to point fair, and then went for the throw. Here's shortstop number 10, Gannon Guinness. Also representing Federal Way Fire, 18U. It's got to be nice coming out to the field and having at least one familiar face on your team, and that's one of your buddies from your team.
I've also noticed that we have some kids from on each team from the same school. From one on the west from Wilson, on the east from Wilson, and some Curtis. So they're playing against some of their teammates too.
Count is 1 and 2. And shortstop Gannon Guinness representing the West All-Stars.
Things have changed back when we played in the 50 years ago or whatever it was. We played American Legion. Your high school had a team. We had our own team. Our high school American Legion team. We all played at the same high school. We played at the same American Legion team. In San Diego, almost every team, every high school had their American Legion teams. Just kind of built up their team for next year. It's changed. It's a whole lot different now.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That ball is well stroked. That's going to get into the gap in the right center field, and that might roll all the way to the wall. Both runners are going to score. Gannon Guinness is rounding second. He's going to go into third with a stand-up triple. And the West All-Stars are all but out of this game. 9 runs for the East in the top of the first, and now the West All-Stars have scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. And I mean, we're dealing with All-Stars here, so you can't count anybody out of this game.
Mr. Guinness ran pretty well too. He had that easy. He could have rounded third. Ooh, get out of there.
Ball shot into the stands. So now Josiah Heimlich steps up to the dish, number 24. He's got Gannon Guinness over on third base in scoring position with only 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. And late swing there off the handle, puts that ball down the first base side, foul. Josiah Heimlich. The 0-1 pitch to Josiah looks like a breaker that didn't break, and that's going to get away from the catcher. And in comes Gannon Guinness for the 3rd run of the ball game for the West All-Stars. 3 runs on 1 hit and 1 error for the West All-Stars here in the bottom of the first. So now the infield moves back to regular depth for play at first base. And here comes the pitch on the way. That one swung off the handles into the seats in section O.
Let's see if they throw him another fastball. He's been way behind 3 fastballs. He needs to throw another fastball.
Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. He does.
Finally got on it.
And he
good. Oh, I thought he had it.
Goes the other way with it to the right side through the second baseman.
That was almost a great play. I thought he had it from here. It looked like he made it. That was a major league looking play.
So 1 out, 1 on for the West All-Stars. And now here comes Quentin Keene, K-E-A-N, Keene. Quentin representing West Taps Warriors. Also attends Emerald Ridge High School. Quentin's on first base. He's got himself a nice little lead. And I'll tell you what, Jim, I'm liking these leads against the lefty. Usually in these games, lefty gets on the mound and the base runners pucker up a little bit.
Yeah, and they have not thrown over there yet. He has not thrown over yet. They've got twice they've had running leads on him, and he still hasn't thrown over. So he may be telling you something.
That picks.
I think it's John Lester. You know, John won't throw over first base. He should. He hasn't shown him any move yet to dissuade them from running.
Quentin Keene, the batter. That ball swung on and hit off the handle. A lot of late swings for the West All-Stars against pitcher Will Fernand. Jim, what are you waiting for when you're over at first base against that lefty pitcher? Like you said, you have the first move option, but if the first move option is not, if the sign's not given for first move, what are you waiting for to get that secondary?
To get this, if I'm running, if I'm stealing, well, if I see him, he's going to have a key. He doesn't have it. He hasn't thrown over yet. He hasn't shown me he can throw over, so I'm going to run right now because he hasn't thrown yet, and he's got a good lead. And if he doesn't throw over and you get a good lead, then he's not throwing over, I don't think. Let's see what happens.
Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ethan Green. That ball swung on and fouled straight back off the backstop.
So as a runner, you've got to force him to throw over. You've got to get so far that he has to throw over. You need to make him throw so your whole team can see the lead. And if he gets another step off and he still doesn't throw over, then he's not throwing over.
There's the pitch on the way to Quinton. It's fouled back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josiah Heimlich over on first base. East All-Stars lead 9-3 here in the bottom of the first. As Cheney Stadium is becoming engulfed in shadows. Here comes the pitch on the way. Must have been a little high.
Yeah, the slow breaking ball. It's the same one they threw for the wild pitch a while ago.
On deck is Ethan Green, pitcher Ethan Green. That pitch is fouled into the visitor dugout, the West All-Stars. Well, if you're not awake, that'll wake you up.
Glad they have the screens there. In the old days, they didn't have screens. They just had balls come flying there all over the place.
And if I remember correctly, even just recently, maybe even last year or the year before, Major League was talking about wrapping that backstop screen all the way down third and first base line.
Some places they've done it.
There goes the runner down to second base, swing and a miss, and they're going to let the runner take off as Quentin Keene strikes out, and that's going to bring up Ethan Green. We're at number 8. So down to second base, Josiah Heimlich put himself in scoring position. Still in the bottom of the first inning here at Cheney Stadium. It's the 18U All-Star Baseball game brought to you by Metro Parks. Metro Parks, been around forever, does so much good for the community. Has a wide variety of sports for all these kids in the local area. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 to Ethan Green. Ethan representing the Tacoma Jaguars. Pitch is swung on, that's hitting the hole. And Quentin, make that Josiah Heimlich's going to head on home, and he's going to score.
We got to sell some pretty good ball game here. It might be a football score when we're done, but it's going to be exciting.
So base hit for Ethan Green, RBI single through the left side. And that gives the West All-Stars their 4th run of the game on their 3rd hit. And now here comes Noah Claxton Ward, representing the Tacoma Jaguars as well. First pitch swung on and fouled off down the first base side.
Now the first baseman didn't even hold him on that time. I don't know if he just forgot or if he's not going to throw over. They're not holding him on. They're just giving him second base. Unless they have a trick play where he does the back door. But
yeah, and Ethan Green's got himself. Oh, and there goes the runner. That ball is laced down the left field line past the third baseman.
Pulled a muscle. He pulled a muscle.
Ethan Green, is struggling to get around the base paths, and now he gets to third safely. And I hope everything's okay with Ethan.
He pulled something.
As Noah Claxton Ward laces one down the left field line for a double.
Guess what, Coach? I'm not coming out of this game. I'm playing at Cheney Stadium. I'm staying in. Good for him.
Well, I think the easiest thing to do is just to hit bombs every time he come out. That way
he either pulled the muscle or he runs like me. So
here comes number 22, Max Jinjika. And they are going to pull him. Ethan Green's going to come out of the game. so hope everything's okay with Ethan. Max Jinjika, the current hitter, hits this one to the third baseman. He scoops it up, fires across the diamond to first base in time. We get the runner for out number 3. That'll do it for the top of the first inning. We have ourselves a 9-4 ball game. The East All-Stars currently ahead. Well, do you have a child who wants to play after-school sports? Metro Parks Tacoma has opened up registration for the elementary sports program at all of Tacoma's public elementary schools. The program starts with soccer and golf in the fall. Other offerings during the year are basketball, volleyball, flag football, and baseball. Program's partners include the YMCA of Pierce and Kitsap counties, the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound, and the First Tee. For more information about this exciting and healthy opportunity for kids, call Metro Parks at 253-305-1022. We're back here at Cheney Stadium for the Metro Parks 18U All-Star Baseball game. Got ourselves a good game here.
An interesting first inning. A lot of action, a lot of running around the bases, some hard hit balls.
13 runs scored between both teams in the first inning, and your score, East All-Stars lead 9-4 over the West, and the East All-Stars up to bat here in the top of the second. It's going to be Blake Nygren, number 42 from the game baseball. And the pitch to Blake is outside, 3-0. Blake from Charles Wright Academy. Ethan Green still on the mound. There's a 4-pitch walk to Blake Nygren. Well, Jim, we finally reached the end of this lineup.
Yeah, it's only 16 people.
Here comes number 16 hitter, Gavin Fink, also representing the game baseball from Wilson High School.
You know, as excited as these kids are playing, I think the parents are more excited. He came up, there was quite a few cheering for him. You could tell who the parents are here. They're enjoying this as much as the kids.
Yes, they are. The parents love watching their kids have the opportunity to come out here. It's just a cool opportunity just to play on a professional field, on an infield where you have pretty much 99% true hops, because the infield's so well taken care of. You don't have big rocks like you do
yeah,
on the normal fields.
They've played on every kind of field you can play on, I'm sure, including the street.
Gavin Fink is behind 0-2. Blake Nygren is on first base. He's got himself a lead. And the next pitch is inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And, you know, oddly enough, I'm looking at the runner over at first base, and Ethan Green's a right-handed pitcher, and they're getting bigger leads against the lefties than they are against the righties, which is a little backwards to me.
Yeah, it's surprising that the left-hander, I don't think he throws over. He's like John Lester. He might have a mental block. So you know that, just run. And he needs to get off farther so they could make him throw. So you have to see what kind of move. He didn't have a lead at all.
Let's see the pickoff move. Let's see what he's got.
You got to force the other teams to do things.
That pitch is fouled away. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gavin Fink. East All-Stars are up to bat. These age groups range from what, 15, 16, 17, 18 on this
I think so.
team.
And I heard somebody say there is even a 14-year-old or 2 playing in here sprinkled in. So
wow, we will.
That's kind of cool for these kids to see how they stack up against a kid 3 or 4 years older, because at that age, that difference is tremendous.
Yes, it is. Players develop a lot within a year, so if you're 2 or 3 years behind, boy, oh boy, you're going up against some big boys that know how to play some baseball.
Absolutely.
2-2 on Gavin Fink. Nygren's over on first base as a base runner. He reached on a walk, and the 2-2 pitch is swung on the foul straight back off the backstop. Count remains 2-2.
Yeah, people always ask me, because my brother and I both played in the major leagues, and they say, oh, did you have anybody else? Say, yeah, we had an older brother. Oh, he must have played ball too. Well, he would have, but he was only 5'2" when he graduated high school. Now he's 6'1". Just got his growth. He got his growth late.
Holy smokes.
He made it up to 5'3" in his senior year.
Well, Cheney Stadium is, the field is completely covered in shadows as that sun sets in the west. That ball is laced right to the second baseman. He's got it. No throw to first base. He might have had a play, but he holds the ball instead. So 1 out here in the top of the second. So that's going to roll over the lineup for the East All-Stars. We go back to the leadoff hitter, number 2, Cody Russell, who singled in his first at bat. I believe it was the first pitch.
Yes, it was.
Get the game
he didn't
started.
waste any time.
And that
He's
started
up there to swing the bat.
That started a 9-run inning for the East All-Stars back in the first. You got to be feeling pretty good about yourself playing at Cheney, and it's the second inning and you're already on your second at bat when you're batting 16 people. I mean, things couldn't really go any better for you.
I would be surprised if he hits 5 times or 6 times.
I would be surprised too.
We'll be here a long time if he does.
Cody Russell, the hitter from Showtime 18U. Also attends high school at Curtis. Here's the pitch on the way. That ball is a little low. Count moves to 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, just a reminder, you are watching another TV Tacoma Sports Special. It's Metro Parks Tacoma 18U All-Star Baseball happening right here at Cheney Stadium. Top of the second inning. Pitch comes a little inside. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike on Cody Russell, leadoff hitter for the East All-Stars.
We've even got a pitch speed. It's now the shadows are on the scoreboard. I can read the pitch speed. I don't know if they had it earlier.
That pitch is hit to the shortstop. Should be 2. Has issues fielding it as he brought the ball up near his stomach to make the transfer. The ball kind of slipped out.
Wow. That's
so
perfect. That's exactly what the pitcher wanted right there.
Taylor made double play.
Easy ground ball. Looks like he had his feet together. I couldn't tell if he was in a good position to make the throw. He got to get his feet close together. Got off balance.
So now runners at second and first for the East All-Stars, and now Taylor, number 2 hitter in the lineup, steps up to the plate. As the ball bounces away from the catcher, runners advance 90 feet. Now Taylor, he's got 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the second. East All-Stars trying to add to their current 9-4 lead over the West All-Stars. Ethan Green comes set, looks the runner back at third base, and now delivers, and the pitch is low and inside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. First base is open. A walk will load up the bases for Will Fernan. That was ball 3.
Yeah, that's ball 3. 3-0. The scoreboard was correct. Sometimes it's off.
No. There's a strike. Number 29, Taylor Darrowin from Bellarmine Prep High School. Looks like he's ready to hit the ball. He's got that look of determination. There's the shot down the first base line, and it's just foul.
Worst thing he could have done was hit that with the tip of his glove, and it would have been a fair ball because it would have been in fair territory when he hit it. But see if he can come back from 3-0 all the way back.
Full count on Taylor. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way, and it's just a little
just barely
in for
missed.
ball 4. That'll load
Okay,
up the
Big
bases.
Will.
That's Taylor's second walk of the game in as many plate appearances.
See if they're going to take him out or just have a talk. Look like he just He's just going to talk to him.
West All-Star coach is going to go out and have a chat with Ethan. Coaches are Rob Ruth, John Matson, and the manager is Mike Davis from Reality Sports.
Oh, they're going to change.
So that's going to do it for Ethan Green. He's going to leave the ball game. An opportunity to pitch at Cheney Stadium, a dream come true. And now they're going to roll out a new pitcher. Looks like they're going to bring out right-hander, number 9, Jared Crooks. Crooks representing Reality Sports. And he was sitting on the bench up to this point. And now he finds himself in the ball game here in the top of the second inning with 1 out and the bases loaded. Nice fun way to cap off tonight. You have the championship game. All-Stars are on the field. The All-Stars, of course, they want to come out here. They want to win, but I mean, they're out here just basically just to have fun.
Oh yeah,
just kind of soak it all in.
I don't know if their season is over, and some of them may possibly play in other teams also. They may play in some select teams, and about this time of year when they're going to tournaments, they go all over the country anymore.
High school baseball is over, so like you said, they're kind of traveling around with their tournament teams. Maybe even with their high school team playing in leagues.
Yeah, my grandkids just got back from a tournament in Branson, Missouri.
So the new pitcher is right-hander Jared Crooks. He'll take over with an interesting situation. The bases are loaded, 1 out. And now Will Fernan steps into the box. Will had a sacrifice fly in his last at bat to left field, brought in a run. One of those 9 runs up on the board for the East All-Stars. The first pitch from Jared Crooks to Will is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Will looks big enough. He might be able to leave this yard. That was a real nice. He got a real nice approach, a real quiet approach at the plate. Slow feet.
Makes me wonder if he does. Since they're giving the kids the big league experience, they shoot fireworks here at Cheney Stadium when a home run is hit. So
there's some leftover from last night. Come on, Will, set it off. They're pitching him away.
2 balls, 1 strike.
I just remember him. He was just a little kid when he came to me. He looks like a big kid now.
About as tall as the adult umpire there. Setting up inside. Here comes the pitch on the way, and it's down the middle and laced up the middle for a base hit. That's going to bring in 2 runs. Here comes the throw to the cutoff man, the first baseman, who goes over. And 2 runs score off of Will Fernand's 2-run single. Makes it 11-4 East All-Stars. And now Alex Sugi steps into the box. Alex, his first plate appearance, walked. That pitch is down low and away, ball 1. So productive day for Will Fernan. He's got himself 3 RBIs here at the All-Star game. Runners at second and first. That ball's chopped foul down the third base side. Sugi steps out, takes a couple practice swings. Now he's ready to get back to it. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike on Sugi. Top of the second here at Cheney Stadium. 18U All-Star Baseball. Giving the kids the big league experience. That ball is swung on and lifted to left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Runners held up to make sure it wasn't going to be caught, and it dropped in, so they advanced 90 feet. And Sugi with a base hit. His first hit of the night. Bases full of East All-Stars for number 4, Brad Peterson, representing Braves baseball.
I believe didn't he have bases loaded his first at bat too, didn't he?
And he walked.
And he walked.
Now Jared Crooks is trying to close things out get the West off the field and get the sticks in their hands. At the bottom of the second inning, 2 runs are in for the East All-Stars, adding to their lead, making it 11-4. Count is 0-2 on the way to Brad, and it's taken for ball 1. On deck, Kyle Hobson, number 16. Big Kyle Hobson. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's laced into the 5-6 hole into left field for a base hit. Runners advance 90 feet, scores another run.
Well, smart hitters are hitting between them.
Brad Peterson with his first hit.
Number 16, Kyle Hobson.
Now Kyle Hobson steps up. Base is still loaded for the East All-Stars, and these guys can hit the ball, Jim.
Yeah, they swing the bat very well, and this is a big looking, strong looking kid right there.
Kyle Hobson from Braves Baseball Club. Boy, in the hands of that guy, that bat looks like a little league bat.
I'm telling you what, I guarantee he plays football out there in Bethel.
Finds himself behind 0-1. One out, double play opportunity here for the West All-Stars to get out of this inning. Next pitch outside, ball 2. Ball 1, make that ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's a
off the hands, double play opportunity, but they're just going to go for 1. They're going to get
he made the right play.
Hobson over at first base.
That was the right play to go to first base with that ball. He might have been safe at second. Get the sure out.
Well, that was not a very hard hit ball.
No,
it was off the.
It wasn't a double play ball.
No, off the handle of the bat. The second baseman had to charge.
Sometimes these young kids try and make a double play ball out of a ball that's not a double play ball, and that wasn't. And he did the right thing.
It's probably one of the toughest double plays to.
That one particularly, yeah.
To turn in baseball as a charging right-hander from second base to make that turn all the way to second base. And yeah, good play over there by West All-Stars. Second baseman makes it 2 outs. A run did come in, so it's now 13-4 East All-Stars. And that ball is well stroked to left center field. That's going to clear some bases. That's going to bring in all the runners that were on base. And Fred Walgren laces a 2-run single in the left center field.
See, and he did that off his teammate. The pitcher's from Stadium, and he's a Stadium kid, so they get to face their teammates. He's got bragging rights right now.
Eric Fagerstrom steps up. Lefty. And this one's to the second baseman. This should do it. A little bobble, but he recovers, throws to first base, and it's in time to get the 3rd out of the top of the second inning. Boy, the East All-Stars, they just keep packing on. They put 9 in the first. They put 6 on in the second. Let's see what the West All-Stars can do.
Guys, I'm joined in the dugout by Coach Jay. I'm going to make it Cabezuela. I've practiced this over and over again. From the Tugs Premier, your 14U champions for 2017. Coach, congratulations to you and your team, and what was it like bringing them out here at Cheney Stadium?
Just really fun to watch them play. They've been working for this for a long time, and to watch them play so well just makes me proud.
So guys, give me your name, your position, and what was something fun about being out here today?
Jacob Parrish, number 12. All of it. Fun. Music, pictures, the announcers.
I'm Brady Cabezuela. I play center field, and I just really like the crowd and all my friends watching me play.
I'm Nick Finley, number 28. I love playing baseball, and it was fun playing on a pro field.
I want to point out one of their players wasn't around when they were filling out the information about the players, so his hobbies, they had a little fun with a teammate's hobbies today, and I guess poetry's not his favorite thing to do. Anyway, back to you guys.
Thanks, Hunter. Congratulations to the Tugs Premier. Bottom of the second inning here at Cheney Stadium. It's the All-Star game, the 18U All-Star game.
I was hoping that young man would read me some poetry.
Brevin was the first batter. He immediately flied out. And now Wyatt Hansen steps up to the plate wearing number 24. Wyatt's a big guy.
Yes,
Boy, I think he might be the biggest guy out here. That guy looks like he can do some damage to Mr. Rollins. That pitch is swung on and popped up to right field, but there is the right fielder to make the catch. That's out number 2. Well, he went with the pitch. He just got a little under it.
Yeah, he's a big kid. You know, I want to see somebody go deep. I want to see somebody leave this yard. What a thrill that would be for them. Unbelievable.
Here's number 34 from the West All-Stars, Cole Scott, representing the Bayview Bombers. Also from Tahoma High School. Currently finds himself ahead of the count 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's a little high.
Now our pitcher is from Covenant High School. I don't know where that is.
Gideon Dawson takes the mound, takes over pitching duties for the East All-Stars here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a nice pitch, beauty right down on the inner half of the plate. Count goes 2-1. The 2-1 pitch on the way. And therefore strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield and outfield playing straight up. Nobody on base, 2 outs. That ball is swung on and grounded, fielded by the shortstop as he went over to his left, fires over to first base. And plenty of time to get Kyle Scott and then Cole Scott. And that'll end the 2nd inning here at Cheney Stadium. No runs, no hits for the West. We're on our way to the 3rd inning. Metro Parks Tacoma wants you to know that the Parks District's 2 outdoor pools at Candle and Stewart Heights Parks are open through Labor Day. Candle has the only artificial wave pool in Pierce County. Stewart Heights has a 120-foot water slide. It's a great way to beat the heat and have some fun. You can also swim year-round indoors at the center at Norpoint, the People's Community Center, and at the Eastside Pool. Well, to the top of the 3rd inning we go here at Cheney Stadium for the Metro Parks 18U All-Star Baseball game. Opportunity that gives all these young ball players a chance to play at a big league park, and it happens to be right here in Tacoma, Washington at Cheney Stadium, home of the Tacoma Rainiers. Here's Riley Wright to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd. Takes the first pitch ball. He's ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Got a new pitcher on the bump. Isaac Fimmler from representing the 15U Tugs Premier. Also from Puyallup High School. They got a good program over at Puyallup, don't they?
Yeah.
This one's hit out in front of the catcher, and it's going to be thrown off to the right. That's going to get by the first baseman and down to 2nd base.
Puyallup's done a wonderful job with their youth baseball out there, and they've got Mark Weiss running the program out there and does a great job. And year after year after year, they're way up there in the state. They've won it all again this year.
Here comes Nicholas Bartels. Nicholas walked in his first at bat, and that ball's hit pretty well to left field. I don't think it's enough to get out, but it's definitely going to go to the warning track, and a great catch by the left fielder out there, over the shoulder catch. And they're going to double up the runner that was on 2nd base. That was Nicholas. Make that Riley Wright, who was on 2nd base. So what a play by the left fielder out there.
I don't know that I've ever seen a player run that far and still be in the ballpark and then make a catch. He ran for about 5 seconds for that ball.
He's playing, I don't know, I'd call that shallow left field, and he ran that ball down all the way to the warning track, then an over the shoulder catch.
That ball was crushed. That's a great play. A great play.
Here's number 11, Alvarado, who gets to first base. Another throwing error, pulled the first baseman off the bag. And now John Wall steps up to the plate.
I don't know who's playing left field right now, but
that was tip of the cap to him.
It's not the kid who started the game as a pitcher, is it? I don't think it is, but wow. That'd be a highlight reel to MLB.
So runner on first base, 2 outs for the East here in the top of the 3rd inning. Your score 15-4. East leads the West. Tonight's Metro Parks Tacoma 18U All-Star Baseball game. The lights at Cheney Stadium are on as the sun slowly setting behind the stadium. Two balls and 1 strike on Alvarado. This is John Wall, I'm sorry. Two outs here in the top of the 3rd. Umpires have done a good job today.
Oh yeah, they've been really good, very consistent.
We got 4 umpires total.
These kids are not used to having 4 umpires, believe me. I never saw 4 umpires until we got to the big leagues, and even then they only had 3 sometimes.
You're lucky to get 2.
They used to have 2 in AAA. Used to have 2, now they have 3 and maybe 4 in AAA.
So John Wall walks, he's down to first base, and now Gideon Dawson steps up to the plate. Gideon reached on an error earlier, an error to the shortstop, and here's another one hit to the left side. Third baseman picks it up, fires over to first base, and it's in time to get Gideon for out number 3, so that'll do it here in the top of the 3rd. East not able to put up runs for the first time this game, and the West continues to try and chip away. Metro Parks Tacoma is once again offering its summer playground and lunch program at 8 parks around the city. Playground leaders organize free games and arts and crafts activities for kids who drop in from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on weekdays. At noon, free lunches are distributed to those 18 and under. This playground and lunch program is offered at Verlo Playfield in Franklin, Portland Avenue, Wapato, Wright, and South Parks. The lunch program is offered at Titlow Lodge and adjacent to Star Center. In the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Cheney Stadium, the West All-Stars have their opportunity to get their hacks now against the East All-Stars. The East leads 15-4 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading it off for the West All-Stars, number 33, Adam Carter, representing South Sound Grizzlies. Currently ahead of the count, 2-0. New pitcher for the East All-Stars, number 12's on the mound. That's Eric Fagerstrom, who's taken over the pitching duties. I believe the East have had new pitchers every single inning they've gone.
I think when you
through.
get the All-Star game, you're going to see it in it. I don't think anybody's going to go 2.
That pitch is inside, ball 3. 3-1. Adam Carter Jr., the batter. That pitch misses for ball 4. So down to first base goes Adam Carter. In his first plate appearance of the All-Star game, he picks up a walk. And now number 3, Preston Hatfield, steps up to the plate. First pitch to Preston, lined right to the shortstop. He makes the catch, the throw back to first base. To double up, Adam Carter Jr. is in time, so a quick 2 outs as the East All-Stars double up the West. Unfortunate double play, Jim. That's
sometimes it's just not fair to hit a ball hard.
No.
Better get a blooper or something like that. He hit that ball right on the money.
Teo Grudas, the hitter, representing the 15U Tugs Premier. That one's hit right back to the backstop.
I'm not sure where Teo's playing right now. He might have been the left fielder a minute ago in that play. I don't know if that was him or not.
Next pitch.
Oh my, that's it very well.
Hits a left field, right to the left fielder, and he's going to make the catch. And fairly quick inning for the West All-Star hitters. Teo Grudas flies out to left field. But we hear that Hunter George has another special guest. Hunter, who do you have this time?
Thanks, guys. I'm joined by Lee Ellsworth, who is the Recreation Sports Supervisor for Metro Parks Tacoma. Thanks for joining me down here, Lee.
Happy to be here, Hunter.
So Lee manages the baseball leagues and this great championship. Tell us about this season and how many teams, that kind of thing.
So it's an exciting opportunity for us to join forces with the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club. We had 88 teams through our elementary school partnership, and then a little over 59 teams in our competitive league.
That's great. So on that elementary sports, this was the first year of that program. And the goal, as I understand it, was to eliminate that transportation barrier, to make it more accessible to students. Talk a little bit about the success in doing that.
It was a great opportunity for us to get the word out to all of the 36 elementary schools here in Tacoma, and we were able to bring sports to them in their community and break down that barrier for transportation, which seems to be a barrier across the nation for people to become involved in youth sports.
So you've been involved in Parks and Recreation for about 15 or 16 years. Have you ever seen anything like this, where offering a City League championship in a professional baseball stadium?
I have the first of its kind that I've seen out here. It's a great opportunity for these kids to get some experience on what it's like to play in kind of a big league field.
That's great. Well, and hopefully we'll see some of those elementary students that Leaf talked about out here on this field in a few years. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Hunter. Back here at Cheney Stadium, we're headed to the top of the 4th inning. The East All-Stars now hitting. Number 21, Malcolm McPartland takes a stance in the box. Malcolm struck out in his first at bat, and he takes the first pitch and lifts it high to right field. The second baseman calling for it. Right fielder will give way, and here's one away.
Game's picked up pace a little bit, huh?
Yeah, from that first inning.
Go up there swinging.
13 runs in the first inning, and now only 6 runs the last 2 innings. I'd say so. Here's Gavin Fink, representing the game of baseball. Wearing number, my apologies, this is number 42, Blake Nygren. It's my fault. One away here in the top of the 4th inning. Blake has himself a 1-1 count. And the pitch is swung on and lifted to left center field. Not too terribly deep. There's the left fielder to make the catch. And 2 away. So here comes number 3, Gavin Fink. East All-Stars making their way through their lineup for a second time. Gavin represents the last batter in the lineup.
I think both teams have hit around. Well,
Yep.
they haven't hit twice. Almost the first. Not the West hasn't hit twice yet, I don't think.
Not yet. They're still trying to get through their lineup.
Although Theo, well, that they've only come through the first time. Oh wow. Okay.
Here's Gavin Fink. He lined out to the second baseman in his last at bat. This one's grounded for a base hit through the hole between the shortstop and third base. Gavin Fink got himself a hit at a big league park. How about that? Now roll over the lineup. Cody Russell. Isaac Fimler, the pitcher for the West All-Stars, on the mound right now. Lefty, another lefty. That ball's hit hard to the shortstop. Easy play at second. He's not going to take either.
Oh, I see why Cody Russell's batting leadoff. He got down there. I mean, most guys you're going to throw out even after bobbing it like that. He had no play at him.
That's the second time the shortstop has committed an error on one of Cody Russell's hits. So Cody's been aboard twice.
He get his feet a little close together catching those balls.
So here's Taylo Darwin. Taylor so far today, he's 0 for 0. He's got 2 walks.
He hasn't been hit, just 2 walks. He'll be anxious up there now. He wants to swing.
Yes, he does. I would.
He didn't come here to walk. Come on, Tylo. There you go.
That's hit right to the shortstop. Great stop by the shortstop. He's going to go for the long throw across the diamond to first base.
The kid makes a great play. It's twice he's made a great play, and the routine play he's bothered.
So that'll do it for the top half of the fourth inning here at Cheney Stadium. Nothing coming. Hey, get your whole family moving with Metro Parks monthly running and walking events. The series is called Run the Parks. They take place all over Tacoma and include fun themes like the Tacky Tie 2 Mile, the Doggone Run, and the Black Cat Run. Check the schedule at metroparkstacoma.org/races or call 253-305-1022. Well, headed to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Cheney Stadium. TV Tacoma brings you a special sports Metro Parks Tacoma All-Star Game. Thanks for joining us. Special moment for all these All-Stars joining us here at the ballpark today. An opportunity to play at Cheney Stadium, and it's an opportunity I never got. I know you got to play at a couple big league parks.
Couple.
Yeah.
Most of them are gone now. They're all different. Like I thought Oakland Coliseum was a great ballpark. That's how old I am.
Oakland Coliseum.
It was pretty new then. It was pretty nice then, but not now.
Not now. I hear a lot about that place.
Here's our pitcher. He's got a pretty good arm. He's throwing the ball a little bit harder than the other guys.
Well, this is going to be number 2, I believe, Cody Russell, new pitcher for the East All-Stars.
Yeah. He's in the 80s. The others have been in the 77, 76. He's 81.
Not too much meat on those bones, but he's definitely
He can run. We saw that.
throwing hard. Yep. And now the radar's picking him up at about 80 miles per hour. Well, this is Isaac Fimmler for the West All-Stars. He's got a 3-2 count on him, and he's going to earn himself a walk in his first at bat, and that's going to roll up the West All-Stars lineup. Finally, here in the top of the fourth inning, they've been through all 16 hitters. Now we roll it back over to Jared Crooks.
Number 9, Jared Crooks.
Jared from Stadium High School. Fimmler on over at first base. Got himself a lead. Now this ball swung on and it's going to hook foul.
We had timeout. I think time was called. No pitch. I don't know what it was. So you didn't put in a pitch runner.
So they're going to take Fimmler out of the game, and that's possibly because he might be catching, or maybe he's pitching the next inning. I'm not sure. Usually they do that.
I don't think he's catching. He's lefty, so he's
okay.
He could be pitching again. He pitched last inning.
We'll find out. Pinch runner over at first base.
Maybe he's just like me. He doesn't like to run.
This is Jared Crooks in the box right now. He's got a 1-1 count. Throw back over to first base. That ball's popped up out of play. That's going to bounce over there in section M. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jared Crooks. Here comes the set. And the pitch on the way, a little high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cody Russell, the current pitcher for the East All-Stars from Curtis High School. Grounded out to end the top half of the fourth inning. Now he finds himself on that AAA pitcher's mound. Another throw back to first base. Well, your score at Cheney Stadium here in the All-Star game. East All-Stars are ahead 15-4 over the West. It's just a game where the best ball players, Metro Parks, 15, 16, 17, and 18U come together, and they just, I mean, they're here playing baseball at Cheney Stadium. No real pressure is going on in this game. You want to do well.
Oh yeah, he's got a gap. He's got a double.
Maybe going to try and push it to 2, and boy, oh boy. They had an opportunity to get Jared, but I think that all comes down to your cutoff man telling you where to throw the ball next.
Yeah, he either shouldn't have cut it or he should have known. He cut it and then he looked to see where to throw it. Just cut and throw it.
Catch and fire. Here's Taylor Darrowan. Make that, I'm sorry.
Cameron Horn.
Ooh, swing and miss.
He wanted to hit. Cameron, bring it down a little bit, kid.
There's a big cut right there by Cameron Horn. Goes down 0-2. Runners on second and third for the West. The West looking to get some runs back. They're down 15-4 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still a pretty decent crowd out there.
Yeah, nobody's leaving. The kids are having fun around the grass out there.
He's swinging a miss. Boy, he came at him with all fastballs there.
Except that one pitch, he threw a breaking ball with 0-2, which surprised me because he just threw 2 fastballs right by him. Sometimes that's the mentality in high school. The catcher calls the game. You throw a fastball by him, you throw another fastball by him. For some reason, they want to throw a curve. You don't need to.
Now Bryson Williams steps into the box representing Federal Fire 18U. Wearing number 6 on his back. Righty. He's got 1 out to work with here with runners on second and third. So just get something down to the infield, maybe to the shortstop or the second baseman, even the first baseman. They're playing back. Get one of those runs in. There it is. Swung on, hit to the shortstop. It's going to get by the shortstop for a base hit. So Bryson Williams with a single, RBI single. Jared Crooks advances to third base, and now the West All-Stars have runners at the corners for Gannon Guinness.
He hit a triple, didn't he? He hit a triple and he could run. He's a big kid that could run real well.
Pitch on the way to Gannon. Right down the middle for a strike. 78 miles per hour on the Jugs gun. Gannon also from Federal Way Fire 18U. Looks like the wide stance suits Gannon. He's got
he's very wide.
He's got that front foot on the front chalk line of the box. That pitch gets inside of him. Fouls it away. And count now 0-2.
I want to go as far back in that box as I could. I want to see the ball longer.
Any advantage you can get over that pitcher.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's looking for any advantage he can get over you. It's that old cat and mouse game between the pitcher and the batter. That ball's.
I just never understand why they stand up in the plate. They hit it before it curves. It doesn't matter. It's still got to come over the plate.
1-2 the count on Gannon Guinness. The 1-2 pitch is foul back here. That'll land up there in the Summit Club.
Gannon had a pretty good swing at that ball too. He just missed.
Count still 1-2. That ball's going to get away from the catcher. That's going to be an easy run score. Jared Crooks come in, touches the plate. Down to second base goes Bryson Williams. Gannon Guinness still at bat with a 2-2 count. Did you ever rob any home runs in your time? Were you able to get up, climb the fence?
I couldn't jump that high.
Couldn't jump that high?
Well, back then the fences were taller, concrete. They made them. They all cut them down. They were much higher fences. No such thing as a padded fence back then. Didn't have any.
The good old days.
The only place that was short enough, like Boston and New York, but it just the opportunity never came up.
There's strike 3 called on Gannon Guinness. Painted the outside part of the plate. Good pitch by Cody Russell there, and that'll bring up 2 outs. Now Josiah Heimlich, spelled H-E-I-M-L-I-C-H. That ball is hit well, but foul down the first base line. towards the playground.
His first at bat, he fouled 3 off. He was late on 3 of them, and then he hit a line drive right by the second baseman. A real hard bullet, one hop. But I keep throwing him fastballs until he shows me he can get around on it.
0-1 pitch. Popped up again on the first base side. This one's going to find its way out of play over on the grass berm. Some fans fighting over the baseball over there.
Now let's see if he throws him another fastball, because last time he got a guy late on 2 pitches, he threw a breaking ball. You're doing him a favor if you do.
Well, starting play quickly here. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
There's the breaking ball.
There it was. It gets away from the catcher. He was ahead of him 0-2. He had him on the first 2 fastballs, and
you're just speeding the guy's bat up. You're helping him out by throwing him a breaking ball when you just threw 2 fastballs by him. He's got to prove that he can hit it.
1-2 the count on Josiah Heimlich. Here's the set. And the 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that's hit well to center, but it's right at the center fielder. He had to drift over just a couple steps.
That's what he did his first at bat. He kept coming back, but he did make the adjustment, and he hit a line drive again. So you still got to keep throwing fastballs until he proves.
So we're going to head down to Hunter George, who's got yet another special guest. Hunter, who you got this time?
Indeed, thanks guys. This time I'm joined by Andrea Smith, the president of the Metro Parks Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Smith, thanks for joining me down here.
Thank you very much. It's a great day to be at a baseball game.
This is a pretty neat partnership with the city of Tacoma, and it's a neat way to end our baseball season. Can you talk about Metro Parks, its offerings and its mission, and how we serve youth?
So Metro Parks has activities and sports for youth all year long, with baseball being the summer sport, well, spring summer sport, and the amount of youth we serve is absolutely amazing. The numbers keep growing and growing every single year.
We've expanded, Metro Parks has expanded over the past year to offer elementary school sports in all 36 elementary schools, and there were some pretty neat goals in mind there. Can you talk about the purpose of that program?
So we are going to the elementary school, so kids don't have to worry about transportation. They just stay after school, and they're either doing basketball, baseball. I know we're adding golf in the fall, and I can't remember the other sport but
volleyball.
Volleyball. Right. Thank you. So it's a great partnership with the school district. We're using their facilities, and the kids are getting active after school.
The ability to end our season out here and to have this all-star game and the game after this one, that's got to be pretty special to see their names and on the board and choose their walk-up music and things like that. What do you think about that?
It's like they're major leaguers, and it's great for the families to be able to come and watch their kids in a real stadium and with bleachers, and especially, like you said, they're named up in lights on the board.
Well, Commissioner Smith, thank you for joining us down here, and thanks to Metro Parks for having this opportunity. Randy and Jim, back to you guys.
Well, top of the 5th inning here at the All-Star Game, the 18U All-Star Game here at Cheney Stadium. East All-Stars up to bat. They currently have a 15-6 lead over the West. Number 27, Will Fernan, leads it off for the East here in the top of the 4th. Well, with the sac fly and a base hit today, he fouls that one off the catcher's glove. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. New pitcher number 24 for the West. That's Josiah Heimlich. Takes the mound. Righty. Josiah from the Evergreen Lutheran High School. And the pitch on the way to Will. A little outside for ball 4. So leadoff walk here in the top of the 5th inning for the East All-Stars. Here comes Alex Sugi. Alex Sugi. S-U-G-I. Sugi. He's been walked, also has a single. This is his 3rd at bat. I tell you what, this is working out pretty good for the East All-Stars. I'll tell you what, the first thing I'm thinking, coach says, hey, we're batting 16 today.
Hopefully I bat twice.
Yeah, I'm thinking, please let me get at least 2 at bats here.
They're going to get around 3 times
at this
probably.
ballpark, and yeah, they're on their way to 3, maybe, depending on the score, maybe 4. This one's hit straight back to us.
Do we get to keep it if it comes up here?
I'm keeping it.
I don't blame you.
And if I catch it, I'll sign it and give it to you, Jim.
I'll put it right next to my Ted Williams ball.
You got a Ted Williams ball, huh?
Nah, that's the only name I could think of.
Here comes the pitch on the way.
I can't even get one from my brother.
So, Jim, how long was your career? How long were you in the majors?
That's, up and downs for 6 seasons. I got a little over 4 years probably with, up and down time. And then I was...
This one's hit hard on the ground right to the shortstop, and it's going to zing right off his glove. It's going to be an error. So
Kid, he's having trouble with the routine play. He's getting it. He's straight up and down catching. You got to get his feet together, further apart.
Bring that ball up.
Yeah, he's got his feet real close together, trying to feel the ball.
Now Brad Peterson steps up after Sugi's aboard with an error. Will's over at second base. He's on with a walk. And the East All-Stars are threatening already here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's Brad Peterson from Braves Baseball Club. Strike 2. Josh Heimlich quickly ahead. The 0-2 pitch swung on off the handle of the batter, and it's hit to the first baseman. He'll go over tag his own base for the first out of the inning. Runners advance 90 feet to second and third. Seen a lot of balls going off the handle of everybody's bat. Seems like the batters are jamming themselves today.
Yeah, they're just not. It's a different pitcher every time, and they're just not used to. Although they probably have seen him in the league, I would think. But
you're going to consider that a timing issue as far as getting the pitcher's timing down. Yeah,
usually.
I've heard the saying that growing up, you'd always hear the fans say, "Hey, don't let the pitcher jam you. Don't let the pitcher jam you." Recently, I've heard the saying that, hey, you're a batter, you jam yourself.
You jam yourself.
You're
exactly.
responsible for getting around on the ball.
But, these kids, they don't play every day. They don't hit every day. And that's the hardest thing about baseball. When you're not playing every day, any big leaguer loves to have a day off. You give him 2 days off, and he's uncomfortable. And these kids may hit a couple times a week.
This is Kyle Hobson for the East All-Stars. He's ahead 2 balls, 1 strike. Kyle's a big boy. Looks like he could do some damage to the baseball so far today. Kyle with a single, and that one's off the hands to the second baseman. Run will score. They get the out at first. That'll get the run in, whatever it takes.
Number 34, Fred Waldron.
Got to bring up Fred Waldron.
That's why these kids are using metal bats. They're using wood bats. We have about 7 or 8 broken ones here in the last 2 innings.
Now, I haven't seen that this entire time. Did he just throw sidearm?
Yes, he did. Now, I don't know if he's related to the other kid from Puyallup, Heimlich, who went to Oregon State. He was a sidearmer. All-American pitcher.
See, and then he goes back to 3/4 right there.
Yeah, just to show up to him.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're going to do that, if that's in your arsenal, wait till you get 2 strikes.
They say the same thing, yeah. Why not?
And then you surprise them with it.
This is Fred Waldron in the box. Count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs. Ball gets past the catch, and that's going to score another run.
Jeff Nelson, who pitched for the Mariners and the Yankees and a few other teams, he was a very successful pitcher in the big leagues. And he was pitching for me on his way up and in Double-A with the Mariners, and he was a starting pitcher, and he could go for 3 or 4 innings, and then he just lost it. We put him in the bullpen, and then he decided, one day he came in, our pitching coach says, hey, he can throw sidearm. And so he dropped down, wait till he got 2 strikes, he threw a sidearm. The guy dove out of the batter's box, it was a strike. And ever after that, that was his pitch. And he got a lot of years, successful years in the big leagues. As a relief pitcher coming from 6'7", then come way out here.
Had a couple stints with the Mariners, correct?
Yeah, and then the Yankees mainly.
Yeah. So a walk to Fred Walgren, and now Eric Fagerstrom steps into the box for the 3rd time today. 1 for 2. He's got a single. Fred aboard with a free pass. He's over at first base. He's got himself a nice little 4-step lead. And there's a swing and a miss. Fastball outside. Eric Fagerstrom from Wilson High School gets to play at Cheney Stadium today. How about that? Along with
now that's a bad hop. That's what you see on the rec field. You don't usually get those at Cheney Stadium.
No, you don't.
Number 9, Riley.
Good, he got a hit.
After those, the AAA ball players usually put their hand on their hips, and then they'll go down there and scrape the dirt and look over at the grounds crew guy. And
by now in the AAA game, the ground crew has been out there with a rake a couple times.
3 or 4 times, yeah.
They used to do it the 4.5 innings at every game. Now the major leagues, they do it in between innings, every inning almost.
Of course, you said you know Bob Christopherson, correct? And he started off here at Cheney Stadium before he got called up to the Mariners.
Did a great job here, as did Scotty Ryan before him. I know I go way back, but they all, I think Scotty taught Bob, and Bob taught whoever followed him, and they just keep handing it down.
One count to Riley Wright. Representing the Northwest Timberjacks, Riley's 1 for 2 today. He's got a double. And he grounded out to the catcher in his last at bat. East leads 17-6 over the West. We are in the top of the 5th inning here at Cheney Stadium. And Josiah Heimlich has just issued another walk. And that'll load up the bases. Loads up the bases for Nicholas Bartles. Well, now these kids, they get to play got to play some day baseball here at Cheney Stadium, and now they get to play underneath the lights.
Yeah, so they're used to playing. They probably play some games under lights, but these are a little bit better.
That ball's hit down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. It's going to get into the corner.
That's 3 runs. That kid's running. That's a triple.
Boy, he's rounding second. He's going to head for third. Ball comes into the cutoff man, and the cutoff man will hold it there, as that's going to be a stand-up triple for Nicholas Bartles. And the East have just blown this open to a 20-6 lead. Well, Nicholas walked in his first at bat, and he said, "Not this time. I'm going to lace a triple down the line," and that's what he did. So now G. Alvarado steps up. Interesting name. First name G.
G. That could be. That just could be his. I think that's probably just his
nickname.
It's his nickname. It's George, or doesn't like George, or
what's up,
Giovanni. Just has an initial there.
From Bellarmine Prep High School. Wears number 11 proudly on that uniform, representing the 15U Northwest Tugs. 1-2 the count on G. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The East have put up 5 runs so far here in the top of the 5th. The ball gets away from the catcher. Run will stay. I think we've hit that unspoken rule portion of the game where
called off the Dogs again.
The East will kind of hold back a little bit. Three and two. Heimlich's been in there for a while. He's behind 3-2 on G. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way to G. Swung on and fouled back off the hands again.
He jammed himself. We talked about that high pitch.
Could be a very expensive game if these guys are swinging woodies.
Oh boy. Oh, nice. That
miss.
Ball moved in on him real nicely.
Well, that's going to do it for the top of the 5th inning. The East puts up 5 more runs. They extend their lead 20-6 over the West. Well, Metro Parks Tacoma wants you to know that the Park District's 2 outdoor pools at Candle and Stewart Heights Parks are open through Labor Day. Candle has the only artificial wave pool in Pierce County. I didn't know that. We'll learn something new every day. Stewart Heights has a 120-foot waterfoot slide. It's a great way to beat the heat and have some fun, especially with all these hot days we've been having lately. You can also swim year-round indoors at the center at North Point, the People's Community Center, and at the East Side Pool. So I'm marking those down right now for my 2 girls. I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Going to be heading to some Metro Parks pools here to beat the heat. Make sure you do the same. Well, back here at Cheney Stadium, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You got interference on the catcher.
Number 8, Ethan Green.
Catcher interference, which goes down as an error for the catcher. So down to first base goes Quentin Keene. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Cheney Stadium. The lights are almost taking full effect here as just a little bit light left in the Pacific Northwest sky here on this July 5th evening.
It's another picture of the kid from Bellarmine. DeRuin, I think his name is. He's got a recoil action on his throw. Watch him throw.
Number 29, Taylor DeRowan.
He's got a nice arm. He doesn't follow. He comes back and it's called a recoil. Watch his arm recoil after he throws.
Oh.
It's a recoil. That's a lot of strain on the shoulder.
Well, Taylor's taken over, and the first batter of the inning, which was Quentin Keene, he reached because of catcher's interference. And now Ethan Green just struck out. And now Noah Claxton Ward will step up to the plate.
Number 5, Noah Claxton Ward.
Noah ripped a double in his last at bat. Takes the first pitch and therefore strike, 0-1. Taylor Darrowin from Bellarmine Prep High School. As Jim mentioned earlier, there's a great breaking ball right there that
he throws strikes. He's got a good arm. Throw strikes.
Looks like a 12-6. Counts 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A little down and away. Ball 1. Well, the East All-Stars.
I think our speed gun's off. Got him throwing 40 miles an hour on that fastball. I believe he's throwing a little quicker than that.
Pitch gets away.
Big slider there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Noah Claxton Ward got that hyphenated name. And the runner took off to third base, and they caught him. Well, I'm guessing the runner thought he had the pitcher's routine down, and apparently he didn't, because
I think he went a little prematurely.
Yeah, Taylor looked back another time, so caught the runner.
I would like to see the speed get right, because he's throwing pretty good. He's got him up to 46 that time, so we know the speed gun's not working.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way. That's swung on and missed, and the
pretty good arm.
The East All-Stars just kind of blow through the West All-Stars here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nothing going for the West. Metro Parks Tacoma is once again offering its summer playground and lunch program at 8 parks around the city. Playground leaders organize free games and arts and crafts activities for kids who drop in from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on weekdays. At noon, free lunches are distributed to those 18 and under. This playground and lunch program is offered at Verlo Playfield in Franklin, Portland Avenue, Wapato, Wright, and South Parks. The lunch program is offered at Titlow Lodge and adjacent to Star Center. Well, back here at Cheney Stadium, we're in the top of the 6th inning. Here at tonight's Metro Parks Tacoma 18U All-Star Baseball game.
Number 14, John Wall.
Coming to you from Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington. home of the Tacoma Rainiers and home of the 2017 AAA All-Star Game, which is going to be happening right here in Tacoma next week. That's a big deal. It's a really big deal for the city.
Oh, yeah.
First time it's ever happened here in Tacoma, and the ballpark and the front office staff have done a good job at building the brand of this team and bringing the interest.
There'll be a lot of people here. They better get here early.
Well, the first batter got on with a base hit. That's number 14, John Wall, and now Gideon Dawson is aboard from an error.
Number 21.
Now Malcolm McPartland will step up. So yeah, I expect to hear some incredible numbers that I've never heard here at Cheney Stadium as far as attendance goes.
I don't know, what does it hold now? What's the max?
It's got to be somewhere in the 8s, I believe.
Yeah.
We're going to find out for sure when the All-Star game happens. It's got to be the low 8s.
Low 8s. So they'll probably end up with 10,000 in here somehow.
Well, I expect Tightwad Hill up there in right
Tightwad
field
Hill,
to be full. And
good old Tightwad Hill. I've heard that name used in a long time.
well, the bases are juiced for the West. Or make that the East here in the top of the 6th inning. And Blake Nygren is up to bat. Gavin Fink is on deck. Nygren takes a pitch inside. This is Blake's 3rd at bat. Bases loaded, 3 batters, 3 base runners for the East. Swing and a miss, big cut there by Blake.
I notice our gun is working again.
Back to 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
For new pitcher Bryson Williams, who's in for the West All-Stars. Bryson representing Federal Way Fire 18U. That pitch just fell off the backstop.
That gun might have been getting his recoil. Sometimes it'll get the ball coming out of his hand, and then he would come back this way. It might have been getting that. When we first started doing radar guns, I was managing an A-ball, and we couldn't make it work one time.
1-2 pitch outside, 2-2.
I think in Idaho Falls in the rookie league, managing for Oakland, and the guys kept going. 1-5, put up one hand. 15, yes. And we finally figured out it was a moth flying right around in front of it.
Oh. Fastest flying moth in the West.
15-mile-an-hour moth.
Did you play in Portland?
I played a little bit there.
Yeah, did you like that field?
I loved it. I loved it. It was so unique. That was right before I went to the big leagues in 1970. Oh, 71.
That first major league game, where was that played at?
I went up at the end of the year 1970 in Minneapolis for the Twins. And the next year I didn't make the team in spring training. They sent me to Portland, and then about 3 weeks into the season, or 4 weeks, got called up.
Strike 3 called on Blake Nygren. That's the first out of the inning for the East.
That Portland team the next year came to Tacoma. Then they became, from the Portland Twins or whatever they were, they're probably the Portland Beavers, and then they moved to Tacoma, and then I got sent down a few years later, and I'm still here. Bought a house here.
And you've been here for how long?
43 years.
43 years.
I just bought a house here. We're gonna make it last for 2 years. Have an investment.
Here's Gavin Fink stepping in with the bases loaded, 1 out. Blake Nygren went down swinging. And the 0-1 pitch. Now it's 0-1. 77. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Bases are loaded. Now Cody Russell gets yet another plate appearance. Lucky Cody. It's his third plate appearance of the game. That ball's going to get away from the catcher. Runners will hold up. Being it's a 26 lead, runners will hold up. Coaches like to.
Good thing he was looking second base. He was taking off the third. Good thing he looked up.
On deck is Taylor Darwin, wearing number 29. Base hit right field. That's going to score one. They'll hold up the runners. Allow them to advance 90 feet for the 21st run of the All-Star game. Cody Russell, that's his second hit of the game. And now Taylor Darwin will step up. Taylor's 0 for 2 with 2 walks. See if he can get an opportunity to swing the bat here. I want to give a big thank you to TV Tacoma camera crew who's been working all night with us, doing such a great job providing us all these shots for the ball game. Got to be on your feet when you're running one of these cameras. And they've been on their feet tonight, providing great coverage. Here's the 1-0 pitch. All the way to Taylor. He was able to swing the bat and put it in play, but it's going to be cotton foul territory for out number 3, so that's going to do it for the East All-Stars here in the top of the 6th inning. They get 1 run. They currently lead 21-6 over the West. Metro Parks would like to thank the City of Tacoma's Environmental Service Division for providing access to Cheney Stadium for this baseball championship. The city owns Cheney Stadium, and the city's Environmental Services Division generously provides a day in this great ballpark to create this special experience for all these young athletes. So big thanks to City of Tacoma's Environmental Services. Well, Cole Scott's going to lead off for the West All-Stars here in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Cheney Stadium. Cole Scott representing, this is actually Max Jinjika. Northwest Rain. That pitch is well stroked to right field, but right there is the right fielder to make the catch. It sounded good, but it was right at the right fielder. Out number 1, so Max Jinjika goes down on a fly out to right field, 1 out. Brings up Brevin Grunland. 1 out for the West. Bottom of the 6th inning. Brevin representing the Northwest Rain and attends Curtis High School. You have a preference as far as playing in the day or the night?
I like the night better.
Why is that?
As long as the lights are good, because there's no glare, there's no reflections. You just never like the daylight as much. You end up squinting, glare, and everything else.
Jim prefers the night. 0-2 the count on Brevin Grunland. The 0-2 pitch on the way is hit off the end of the bat to the second baseman, fielded with ease. Throw to first. Not too easy for the first baseman, but he digs it out. Route number 2, 2 away.
Number 24, Wyatt Hansen.
Here comes Wyatt Hansen. Got that kind of old school mentality, Jim. What do you think about that new rule they're trying out in minor leagues where game goes into extra innings and they put a runner on at second base? It's kind of an interesting.
I don't think about it much. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just it changes the game, and change is hard to take sometimes.
Well, see movies outdoors at Metro Parks Tacoma's Summer Bash events around the city. The series is presented by Sound Credit Union and Click Cable TV. The events start July 28th and run through August 19th. Movies are free, as are games for the kids. This summer's schedule includes Lego Batman, Hidden Figures, Moana, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Sing. All great movies. Find out more at metroparkstacoma.org. Well, Gavin Fink will take the mound for the East All-Stars. He'll take over here in the top of the 7th inning as the East All-Stars have a 21-6 lead over the West All-Stars. And first pitch is hit hard to the first baseman. Nobody's going to be there to cover, so that's going to be, that'll give Will Fernan on base. Will Fernan, that's on first base. Now Alex Sugi steps up, and Alex lifts one to left field. Popped up high in the Cheney sky, and the catch was made.
Must have had his chart. He was playing right there.
First out of the inning. Sugi flies out to left. Brings up Brad Peterson.
Another pop-up.
Popped up to the infield, catcher calls it, and first baseman comes in, and some communication issues. It's going to be an easier catch for the first baseman, correct?
Well done by the first baseman. He took charge of that play. I mean, the catcher could have had it either, but that's it's much easier for him. And he wanted it. Good for him.
So here's big Kyle Hobson stepping up.
He just made an error. He wasn't down. He went and got the next one.
What was the hardest ball for you to catch in the outfield? Was it the ones that...
The one over the fence. Never caught one. The ball right at you is always the hardest one.
Yeah, that line drive right at you.
Although sometimes, and every once in a while, somebody would just square one up, just right, take all the spin off of it. It would be a knuckleball.
Those knuckleballs come at you too.
Yeah. I remember Reggie Jackson hit one time, and I got a great jump. Low line drive, and I'm playing center field. I came charging in full speed, and the ball got about 80 feet from me and traveling about 100 miles an hour. And I realized, uh-oh, that ball's knuckling. I just kind of shut my eyes and moved my glove in the right spot. It hit right in the palm of my hand, and it hurt. I caught it, though.
That's all that matters. That catch, that's
nice.
Swung down the first base line, and it's played off the first baseman's glove down the line in right field into the visitor bullpen. And the East All-Stars are at it again here in the top of the 7th inning. They've got runners at the corners with 2 outs. Brings up Fred Walgren. He's got 2 walks today and a base hit. His 4th plate appearance. Takes the first pitch high. 21-6 your score here at Cheney Stadium. The East All-Stars over the West. In a game where we're just bringing all the best ball players here at Metro Parks. Just letting them come have the big league experience. Nothing is really on the line today. There's no championship. Just come out here, the best of the best, playing on a professional ball field. Strike. Fred Walgren from Stadium High School. Always wondered what it'd be like to go to Stadium. Looks like such a cool school from the outside.
Oh, yeah.
The football field's really cool. It's got that overlooking Puget Sound. It's got that bowl seating.
I saw some volleyball games where my daughter played at Wilson, and they played there, and the balls were hitting off the ceiling all the time. It seemed like about 18 feet high. It wasn't very tall.
3-1 to Walgren. He's outside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the East.
I think they have a new gym there now. I'm not sure.
That's Fred's 3rd walk of the night. He's been the patient man tonight here at Cheney. And now Eric Fagerstrom steps up to the plate. Please tell me this is this kid's walk-up music. This is great.
I haven't heard anybody do country yet walking up. What's wrong with these kids? Oh!
I don't think that one hit Eric. Definitely got behind him for sure. I believe Preston Hatfield has taken over for the West All-Stars as far as pitching. Preston wearing number 3.
Yeah.
Representing the South Sound Grizzlies, Spanaway Lake High School.
He's pitching in some bad luck right now. He's had a couple balls right at guys, not catching them.
Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. That one swung on and hit to the shortstop. He leaps up, makes the catch. For the 3rd out of the inning. That does it for the top half of the 7th here at Cheney Stadium. No runs for the East. The West is coming up. Metro Parks Tacoma invites you to free Shakespeare in the Park on August 4th in Wright Park. It starts at 7 p.m. The Seattle Shakespeare Company's Wooden O Productions is putting on Much Ado About Nothing. Everyone's welcome to enjoy this screwball comedy that features 2 of Shakespeare's cleverest characters. Bring a blanket or a collapsible chair and enjoy some free outdoor entertainment in Wright Park on August 4th. Well, to the bottom of the 7th we go. Last chance for the West All-Stars. Try and put some runs up on the board. They find themselves down by a score of 21-6 to the East. And Cole Scott's going to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch is over for a strike. Blake Nygren, the pitcher, appears to be the closer for the East All-Stars, I'm sorry. Right-hander.
Oh, it is.
That ball's hit well, but to the center fielder for the first out.
Sugi. Sugi is pitching. Sugi.
That is Sugi. There's 2 42s, and this is definitely Sugi.
Sugi. He's a little.
I know Sugi when I see him.
He's a little coming a little dipsy doodle there with him. Coming Laredo on him.
Got a couple 42s on here. That's the thing about the All-Star rosters is these guys wear the numbers that they wear on the team.
And there's a kid with multiple release. He was sidearm. Now he came over the top with that pitch. So you don't know where to look. He's not throwing real hard, but he's got some deception.
I'm waiting for the 0-2 submarine.
That was close. Let's see if he comes sidearm or over the top this time.
Alex Sugi is pitching, the right-hander for the East All-Stars. Adam Carter Jr., number 33, is now batting for the West. Swing and miss. One and two. On deck is Preston Hatfield. That's a beautiful pitch. Looks like a change.
They gave him a different release point, completely different. The kid had no idea, didn't see the ball till it was halfway there.
2 outs, so 2 up, 2 down. And now Preston Hatfield steps up to the plate. Last chance for the West All-Stars.
As a hitter, I'm glad most pitchers didn't do that. It just makes it very hard. Juan Marichal used to do that. He'd have 4 quality pitches from 4 different release points. He had 16 pitches. To be good, you need 3 pitches.
That's just not fair,
Jim.
Jim.
That's why he win 25 games all the time.
Not fair. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Sugi. It's fouled away by Preston down the third baseline. And now count is 0-2. Bottom of the 7th. 0-2, 2 outs. East leads 21-6. Sugi set, and the 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and he stays alive. Fouls that one back off the backstop. Still 0-2.
65 miles an hour, and he barely got a swing at it. He's just not sure where the ball's coming from. Because that time he came over the top. Let's see what he does. He'll probably go back down sidearm this time.
Sugi steps off. And now he
sink down by his knees and he'll swing over the top.
And Sugi, the 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on and hit back to Sugi off his mitt. Second baseman charging, bare hands, no throw. That'll be a base runner for the West. Preston Hatfield gets aboard. Give Preston a single.
Number 13, Teo.
So here comes Clover Park High School, Teo Grudas.
Hopefully he can get on that and give everybody a chance to hit twice.
It's all up to you, Teo. This one's grounded to the first baseman. He gets through for a base hit into right field. Everybody advances 90 feet. So Teo's on back-to-back singles for the West here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. They're not done yet. Well, Isaac is number 16 hitter, and because Isaac has come up, everybody in the West All-Star lineup has gotten to hit twice here at Cheney Stadium. Nobody was left out. First pitch is a strike. Isaac Heimlich. He's got runners on second and first with 2 outs. And the pitch, breaking ball, swung on, goes the other way, and it's just foul. Just foul on the outside of that third base bag. Sugi gets a new baseball. He's working it. 0-2 the count on Heimlich. Sugi engages with the rubber. Now he comes set after getting a sign. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Heimlich, and it's a breaking ball inside for ball 1, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch on the way. It's high, gets away from the catcher. Runners advance 90 feet. And now Heimlich has runners on second and third. Heimlich had a walk in his first at bat. Here's the 2-2. Way outside, ball 3.
Might turn over this lineup again.
Full count. Bases are not loaded, so the runners will hold on the 3-2 count with 2 outs. And here comes the 3-2. It's high. That's ball 4. There's the throw down to third, and they've got a runner caught in between. Nobody's on third to back up the third baseman, though. The shortstop was headed over there, but he was way late going. And so that'll be ball 4. Down goes Isaac.
I don't know what the runner on third was doing. What does he think that was? Where was he going?
You know, that's just that baseball IQ. The catcher saw it out of the corner of his eye and just made a snap throw down to third base to try and get that runner, like you said.
What was he doing?
What was he doing? This one's fouled back. This is Jared Crooks. So Heimlich comes to Cheney Stadium, picks himself up 2 walks. Jared Crooks in the box with an 0-1 count. Everybody's sticking around here at Cheney Stadium. They've been around here all day. There's another throw down to third base. One the count to Crooks. Base is loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, Sugi's pitch to Crooks. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Sugi set the 1-2 pitch on the way to Crooks, way outside. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sugi has come in here in the bottom of the 7th to try and close things out for the East All-Stars. They lead by a score of 21-6. The West, they're not done yet here at Cheney Stadium, Jim.
Oh, they got a long way to go. I don't think they're going to make it.
That pitch is outside, ball 3.
Chip away, chip away. Some big chips. Need to chunk away. Need about 3 Grand Slam home runs. And that wouldn't be enough.
Full count. The 3-2 pitch with the sacks full is on the way, and it's a little bit low for ball 4. That walks in a run. Jared Crooks goes down to first base. And the West had on their 7th run of the ball game. Here's Cameron Horn. You know, I'd love to see Cameron get a hold of one. He's come up here a couple times today, and he's just got such a great swing. He hasn't really been able to make contact.
Whoa.
There it is. Deep to left center field, and the center fielder is there to make the catch.
Hit that pretty good.
And that will end the inning. Well, ask and you shall receive. Cameron came around on it, made some contact, and some good contact it was. And well, from Cheney Stadium, that's going to do it. Your final score here at the Metro Parks 18U All-Star Game. East All-Stars 21 and the West All-Stars 7. Jim, this was such an honor to do this with you.
It's
And
great to see these kids out here and watching them, you know, takes me back a long time. But these kids are having a ball out here. It doesn't matter who won. It's the experience.
very fun to watch these kids come out to Cheney Stadium and play the game that they love. Well, your final score here in the All-Star Game, the East All-Stars 21, West All-Stars 7. From all of us here at TV Tacoma, thank you so much for watching the All-Star Game at Metro Parks. Have a great night, and we'll see you next year.